Linux can't game. That's a huge lie. The idea might have been true years ago, but everything's changed when Valve entered the space with the Steam Deck and Steam OS. Valve didn't just ship a handheld, they carved out a Windows-free gaming path and forced Linux to finally be taken seriously as a gaming platform. Steam OS itself is still locked to Steam's hardware, for now, but the important part is, Valve didn't keep the work to themselves. Their biggest contribution is Proton, a translation layer that allows Windows-only games to run on Linux. No virtual machines and no dual booting. You just click play. On top of that, Valve created GameScope, a microcompositor that handles frame pacing, reduces stutter, and manages scaling cleanly, giving Linux games that console-like smoothness. And because Steam Deck had to be reliable, Valve pushed hard for real stability on Linux, fewer breakages, better drivers, and a gaming experience that doesn't fall apart after updates. Today's distro takes everything Valve built for SteamOS and makes it available right now. Bazzite, the distro made for gamers. The install is easy. Anyone with a basic level of computer skills could pull this off. On Bazzite's website, you simply check a few boxes, choosing whether you want a regular desktop experience or a Steam Deck-like style using Steam Big's picture mode. Then you select the GPU inside your system and Bazzite prepares all the drivers for you. Now, I do have to mention, the Nvidia ISO didn't work for me. It booted straight into a black screen, so I had to switch to the legacy ISO instead. But don't let that scare you away, it's very likely it was just a My System issue and not a Bazzite problem. Once you boot from the USB, the installer basically holds your hand, follows simple steps, and it does the rest for you. Set your language, set the time, choose the disk, create your login. Boom. Simple and fast. And I mean this, if you're on the fence about Linux because you think your computing skills aren't good enough, Bazzite is genuinely easier than installing Windows 11. But the real question is, can it game? I can see you eyeing up that subscriber button. You should click it. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers and it'd be cool to hit that before February. Oh, and join the Discord community below. Before we get into the gaming tests, there's one important thing to clear up. Originally, this test was meant to happen on the laptop, but in practice, that just wasn't possible. On that system, Bazzite OS didn't allow me to install the correct drivers for Intel Iris. So instead of forcing broken results or calling it a failure, I moved the gaming test to a desktop PC, where Bazzite is clearly intended to shine. For testing, I ran Counter-Strike 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, and Oblivion Remastered. A fair test of native CS2 and the others being non-native games. Could I actually game on Linux? I'll save you some trouble. Definitely yes. I ran all the games with maxed out graphics, identical options on both operating systems. CS2 ran slightly worse than Windows, but still wonderfully, with 270 frames per second compared to Windows 300. Oblivion Remastered had a tiny difference of 20 FPS between the two, and Rockstar's offerings ran identically on both systems. Now, the elephant in the room. Games that use kernel-level anti-cheats still aren't playable, and the companies responsible for them don't seem to be in much of a hurry to fix that. We can only hope that Valve's new Steam machine makes a significant enough boom in the hands of gamers to encourage companies like EA to open their eyes to the Windows downfall. But this video is proof that Windows is no longer a requirement for gamers. If you want to see if your games can run on Linux, you can use ProtonDB, an amazing website backed by a strong community telling you if a game works, and what steps you might need to take to get certain games running. Oh great, your games work on Linux, but your computer does a lot more than game. Is Bazzite sufficient for the average daily tasks? Web browsing, a little coding, office work? I have a great PC, and I thought it was fast, but since using Bazzite for a while, every time I enter Windows, the slowness, the lagginess of the system just drives me insane. I never realized how chunky Windows can be. Obviously, we all know it's filled with bugs, lazily put together a UI, ads wherever you look, but it's just slow in comparison to Linux. And louder. My fans are set to the quietest option in my BIOS, and when Windows launches, it's like having a rocket taking off just under my desk. But Bazzite? It was silent, quiet, barely noticeable. And don't get me started on the loading times. Upon login, when instantly clicking Chrome, it took a good few seconds to launch on Windows. Bazzite, on the other hand, Chrome would launch instantly when clicked. Like, I hate Windows, but by no means am I exaggerating how different it felt to use Bazzite. I expected Linux to revive my slow laptop, but to somehow give my modern gaming PC a new level of usability? Just wow. That leads me into general use. I installed VS Code and was able to code just as I would on Windows. No need for Microsoft Office. On Linux we have LibreOffice, which is just as competent as the alternative. I however prefer to use Obsidian, a text editor that uses Markdown to style documents, which I highly recommend, and all my scripts and video plans are written in it. That brings us to the leaderboard. After testing gaming performance, usability, and how it feels to live with day to day, this is where things land right now. Bazzite just takes the top spot. It delivered the best overall experience so far, not just for gaming, but for actually using my PC every day. Games worked out of the box, performance was competitive, and the system was quiet, fast, and stable. It didn't just feel like I was using Linux, it just felt like a really good operating system. For a gaming-focused distro, Bazzite is the most complete package I've tested so far. The leader, Linux Mint, drops to second place. It's still incredibly solid, easy to use, reliable, and a great choice for anyone leaving Windows for the first time. But compared to Bazzite, it just lacks that gaming-first polish and performance focus. Mint is safe, and Bazzite is confident.
If you're into computers and Linux, you already think like a problem solver. You're not bad at maths or not technical enough. You just need the right way to learn, which is something the sponsor of this video, Brilliant, can help with. Brilliant helps you excel in maths and computer science with visual interactive problem solving and personalized practice. What I really like about Brilliant is how it gets you hands-on with the ideas instead of just throwing formulas or long lectures at you. You work through interactive problems, get little challenges that push you, and you really feel that click when a concept finally makes sense. I have been going through their computer science and programming courses like algorithmic thinking and thinking in Python, and they are great if you want to understand how code actually works under the hood, or if you're trying to get more efficient with writing your own tools and scripts. Brilliant also personalizes your learning. It starts you at the right level, gives you practice sets, and reviews that adapt to you. And those end-of-level reviews help you move on to more advanced topics with confidence. Everything is crafted by an expert team of teachers, researchers, and professionals from MIT, Harvard, Stanford, Caltech, Google, and more. To start learning for free on Brilliant for a full 30 days, go to brilliant.org/Zoidrek, scan the QR code on screen, or click the link in the description. You will also get 20% off an annual premium subscription, which gives you unlimited daily access to everything on Brilliant. Back to the video. So that's where things stand. Bazzite takes first place, Mint follows closely behind, and Arch, well, Arch is still Arch, by the way. This leaderboard isn't final. It will change as I test more distros, break more installs, and probably lose more sanity along the way. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, and if you didn't, drop a comment and tell me why I'm wrong. And if you want to see which distro takes on Bazzite next, make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you in the next one.